K-pop boy group EVNNE released their third mini-album, Ride or Die, on June 17th, 2024. I'm Courdy and welcome to BlushCat Track by Track. Howdy Meowers, welcome back to another Track by Track. I did say in a podcast that I wanted to do a track by track on this album, so I am doing that now. But before I begin, I want to say that if you're on Spotify, you no longer have the feature that allows the tracks to be placed into the episode, so you'll have to do what I'd recommend to YouTube listeners and pause before each section of my commentary and just listen to each song as I go along. If you've already heard the album, that's great. Maybe you'll enjoy hearing my thoughts on it, or maybe my commentary will introduce you to something that you didn't notice before. Now I'll get started, and we're of course going to start with track 1, which is the title track, Better Love. If you are a Meower, you've already heard me talk about this song and how much I love it. However, I am prepared to deep dive into Better Love today. I will be taking my time and sharing my thoughts on this. It's so perfect to me in every way. I will start with the basics and say that I love the overall feeling. It's refreshing and up-tempo and feels very youthful, and I think they really captured that in the music video. It does remind me of To Us, mainly Hey Hey, which was released close to this, but it reminds me of it because they have a similar speed and vibe. There's a lot of emotion in this song, Better Love, and I said that in the podcast, but I have to say it again because it's such a strong point for this song. The instrumentals are great on their own, but the vocal tones also really add to the song for me. There are moments where the song and beats feel high up in the sky, but then parts where it pauses and dives a bit, and there's a lyric that says they're about to dive in, so the lyrics match the music and feelings that I have as a listener, and even the pitch is high in parts to give a floating sort of feeling, and I really love those parts. The raps blend in very nicely and aren't jarring. Everything is conveyed really well, so props to all of the members because I think they all did a great job. There's no parts that make me think they shouldn't have been included, and there aren't any parts that make me wish it had been given to a different member. Each member just suits their parts incredibly well. Lee Jung-hyun's intro, I think, is really perfect, and then Hanbin really kicks the story off. And I really like how verse 1 has an unfinished line that continues with another member. So it's Moon Jung-hyun's first line connecting with Lee Jung-hyun's line, just wandering around, maybe I'm crazy, it doesn't matter, which is also a very catchy line. I love the build in this song. It's very satisfying. The clapping sounds in the pre-chorus really add to that and make the chorus more impactful. The pre-choruses are really good, and I enjoy both variations. Keita and Hanbin's tones are working really well, and the pace is picking up, but I like how the rhythm of the lyrics matches the clap beats in the back. It's like they're singing with a bit more spacing between each word. I actually really like how catchy the lyrics at Hanbin's pre-choruses are. So the lyrics at that part are translated to blinded by the haze, riding in the rain, it's the only way, gotta blitz through. I also think this line is a good representation of the atmosphere this song presents. I mentioned that I think the music video captures the vibe well, but this line in particular gives me such vivid imagery. This song has a rainy vibe to it, but not like a storm, but also not like a sun shower. It's just a very refreshing, K-drama, youthful sort of feeling. I think of the rain scenes in 17's Ready to Love music video when I hear this song. I think it's foggy and misty and has this depth and emotion, but it still feels light and airy and also energetic. Then, of course, we have the chorus, and you probably already know that I think the chorus is so good. Seunghan and Yoonsa are really doing a lot, and it's really having a positive impact. Like, wow, these people are delivering the emotion that I said this song has. The beat in the background is so good too. It honestly makes me want to do the Jihyo I Can't Stop Me move to it, like it's just that good. Now, the first part of the chorus is super great, but the line, "I'm approaching the light, just be standing there as you are," and the way Lee Jung-hyun sings it is so great, I need to shout him out specifically for this amazing part. The way the whole song changes for a moment at this part is really wonderful. I absolutely love it, and I love the overall effect it has on the song. And it's actually what I was talking about earlier. You know how in music videos when people dive into water but the song is still playing, so they muffle it to match the way it would sound underwater? Well, this part of the song is suddenly like Lee Jung is like truly approaching the light and being lifted above the clouds for just a moment, which offers a really nice break from the fast pace and vocally powerful chorus. It's just such an impactful, monumental really moment, and it will go down in history. Moving on to verse 2, I want to repeatedly shout out Moonjung's tone as well in this song because he's providing nice depth and lots of emotion, and I also felt that while watching their stage performances for this song. He just has really nice flow on his part in the second verse. Then we move on to the rap section with Keita and Jihoo, which I really love. Keita's part, "I'm amazed by your looks, by your tone and by your breaths, by your every moment," is something that I love to sing along with. I love the pacing and his tone. I feel like once again this section is providing a different energy, but it's balanced in the song and doesn't stand out in a negative way, but in a positive way. Jihoo's rap tone is great as well. He provides some fun lines and adds a very distinct element to the song, and it was enjoyable to watch him perform this on stage as well because he was always smiling, and I feel like I can hear that in this studio version as well. After the bridge, we have the final chorus, and I really love that Moonjung and Keita get a chance to do it. The Junghyun chorus with Seunghan ad-libbing in the back is really good, and the way that it finishes with Hanbin is a great conclusion because he's the one who got the story going, and I like that last line, which is, "Now I'm on my way to you." So, thank you for sticking with me for my thoughts on Better Love. I had quite a bit to say, and I said it, and I'll probably keep saying it because I really can't get enough of this song. But now I'll move to the second track, I Love You. I was so glad that they decided to promote this song so much because I really love it, and when I first heard it, I thought it would be so fun to have choreography with it, and the choreography that they have for it is perfect. It reminds me of ENHYPEN's Polaroid Love, but it is definitely giving girl group release, and I really appreciate that about it. I feel like it has Le Seraphim B-side vibes. It's kind of beachy and fun in a way, and it's not as common for boy groups to promote songs like this, so I'm glad that they went for it. And it actually also reminds me of NCT Dream's Blue Wave, which is a really fun song, so that's cool. It starts with that elevator music, and I really like that actually, and it carries that vibe throughout. And it kicks off with Keita, which is a fun choice to get the energy going. Like Better Love, each part is so good, and I think each member suits their parts really well. I love the line, "Instead of WASDLOVE, I'm getting closer among the crowd of people you." I like the flow of it and Moonjung's tone, and I love to sing along to this line. It's very catchy. The pre-chorus is so cute, and I love the little dance moves they paired with it. It's a very soft and light tone, and the lyrics are cute and soft as well, like Flicker and Twinkle. I love the harmonization and how you can hear the low tones in the back blended with the high tones that are leading the section. The chorus is where it really starts to get that beach vibe. There's a pause before it, which makes the entrance into it so fun, and it's very bouncy, which adds to that. I love Hanbin's voice on the part "Anywhere is Fine." There are a lot of softer background vocals and ad-libs that come before the main line throughout the song, and it really adds to it. I really feel like all of the members are present and I can hear the harmonization and sort of overlapping sounds, but they're still acting as one in this song, which emphasizes the cute storyline. I love the last call you love in the bridge that brings us to the last section and how it's shouted out that has sort of like Pentagon vibes, and I think it's really enjoyable. It definitely gets stuck in my head, and it's also something I can put on repeat and not get tired of it. Now I'll move to track 3. So, Keita is credited as a lyricist for this song, which is great. The guitar strumming that it begins with is a little bit jazzy and alluring. It quickly picks up pace and I'm intrigued. I really like the counting part in the first verse. The lyrics are 1, after getting closer, 2, I read you, 3, after counting to 3, 4, we close the distance. Then Lee Jung-hyun's line that leads into the chorus, which Keita does later, tell me yes, no, choose XO, is very impactful and satisfying because the music stops at that part and returns to the fast-paced chorus. I can't ignore the fact that I am thinking of EXO, the K-pop group, pretty much every time I hear this song, but the way they sing XO so many times, it's really inevitable. The echoes really enhance the song and mood. I do like how the lyrics respect choice because they're saying you can choose yes or no, not just telling someone to choose yes. And they say, tell me what you want. So yeah, that's respectable. It does get a little more intense in verse 2, and they're kind of desperate to have the person choose O, but the last line of that verse is, come on, just say it out loud and mean it, which is like desperate, and I think the almost frustrated tone is kind of funny, but at least they want the person to be honest, and they're still leaving room for choice. I think that line is catchy though. The way this song has those echoes and the repetition of XO with the constant beats in the back at a very fast pace really capture that nervous and anxious feeling of waiting for someone to make a decision or trying to make a decision about something yourself. And lyrically, they're waiting for the person to make a decision between X or O. It almost has a hypnotic effect, and it reminds me of when I talked about Weekly's Backwards, and I feel like it also has the vibes of Weekly's Sweet Dream. So it might start to get increasingly demanding, but I have to point out 2 funny lines in the last chorus, which are, I'm insanely curious, or like I'm so curious that I'm going crazy, and more than hugs and kisses, I want answers, which is the very last line. Like, yes, we get it, they really do want an answer at this point, and that quick tempo is certainly adding pressure. Anyway, I think it has a cool vibe, and it sort of sounds like it could be an EXO B-side too, so I guess it's fitting that I hear XO as EXO. The chorus also reminds me of Hyunjae's part in the boys' song Breaking Dawn, the part when it changes to Japanese. The song is really addicting and captivating. I almost feel like they're casting a spell, which makes me want to listen to it again, honestly. Now I'll move to track 4. This song also has Keita credited in the lyrics, and I'd like to point out that the Korean title reads as 2 times speed, so that 2x represents 2 times speed. I tried to look up if this song samples Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, but I couldn't find anything, but it reminds me of it so much. Maybe it's obvious to think that, and I'm just missing something, I don't really know. I was intrigued by the piano though, and also by the fact that this is a vocally focused song. I, once again, really like Lee Jung's voice and his line, you always help me overcome my fears, you make all my tears disappear. When the drum kicks in softly, it adds just a little more, but still keeps it gentle, and I really like the vibes. Compared to the previous track, this one is much softer and gentler overall. I like the lyrics of it. The chorus is saying how the time goes by too fast, like it's 2 times speed, and the time not together is like it's moving at half speed, and they always want to be together. I like a good chill rap verse, and that happens in verse 2 in this song. The music changes a little bit and there's a new sound introduced that is faster and repetitive, but very soft, like a little bit of a twinkle or a light sound in the background. I feel like this sound fits well with the lyrics. 2x, wait, pause the play for a moment, I don't want the finale, because since it's a looping sound, I feel like it represents the hovering or waiting period and paused time. I think it's interesting how the whole song is slow and relaxed rather than fast-paced as if it were in 2 times speed. Despite it being slow, it isn't boring, and the very breathy and fluttery vocals give it some more points of interest. I'll move to track 5 now, Boom Bari. This is a cool and bouncy track, and to me it has SM vibes. I'm getting NCT and EXO, but I also think of Pentagon's Love or Take album. It's kind of blending the vibes I get from 1+1 and Sing a Song. We have a good idea of the general vibe right away on this one, I'd say. I like the throat clearing parts a lot, and I enjoy the changes to the music throughout. I also like how the progression is relatively quick, but it still feels complete. And what I mean by that is I feel like we're at verse 1 minute, and then before we know it, we've reached the bridge. But I don't feel like it's lacking and that I've missed out. I do think that the bridge is my least favorite part because I feel like it's the most out of place line in a way. I don't really know why I feel that way. There's not really as fluid of a transition to the bridge as the transitions in the rest of the song, so maybe that's why. I do like the transition out of it though, with the high note leading back into the last chorus. The song is fun and enjoyable. It's very catchy and nothing too serious. I'm once again finding this a really easy song to sing along to, and I think the little shout out moments and flow of the chorus make it that way. It's kind of like the whole song is one big chorus, and although there are some pauses to transition from section to section as well as those changes in the music, it just smoothly moves from one part to the next. I do get a sporty vibe from this, probably because of the bounciness and some of the effects. The actual lyrical theme is space, and there are many lyrics that I enjoy. I like the line, "The star called you is forever, all night I'll become a fixed star and shine on you all day." I also like the "somewhere right to be with you" pre-chorus line. The melody is really nice and drawn out, and it's a moment of variation compared to the way the other lines are sung. The chorus line, "Our own galaxy, the Milky Way visible over there," is just so catchy as well. The 2 steps towards me and then kiss me line with the kiss sound at the end is really satisfying. I like the use of Seungwon's lower tone and the way the kiss sound overlaps the end of his line. I almost thought I actually wouldn't really care about this song when I first heard it because I could tell the style of it right away, and usually I don't really like songs with that vibe, but I do enjoy it. I think it's really fun, easily repeatable, and it has cute lyrics, and so hopefully you gave it a listen and enjoyed it as well. Now I'll move to the final track, which is the English version of Better Love. Since I already covered the Korean version for so long, I'm not really going to spend much time on this, but I'd like to acknowledge it since it is included. A good thing is that we get 2 chances to hear Better Love while listening to the album. I feel like something that I'm missing compared to the Korean version is the rhythm of the lyrics. They did choose a lot of words that sound the same, but I can't help miss the quick and staccato sort of rhythm that enhanced the Korean version. Mainly the first verse and chorus is where they lose me a little bit. The stop sign part of the chorus luckily still has the same impact because that was already in English, and it's a really big highlight of the song, so we don't lose any enjoyment from that. If the whole thing was initially released in English and there was no Korean version, I probably wouldn't have any problems with it, but I definitely prefer the Korean version. I do like the rap parts though, and it's a pleasant surprise that the kpop part I love still has the same effect in the English version. This time the lyrics are, "Yeah, I love your high and low, mood and tone, your breath and soul, your every day and night." It keeps the flow, which is a big relief. I'm also glad because I feel like it's not uncommon for K-pop raps to be completely destroyed when there is an English version released and it turns into nonsense without any rhythm and it seems irrelevant, but that doesn't happen here. Overall, all of the songs are so catchy and make me want to sing along to them. Better Love and I Love You really elevate the album, but that's not to say that the other tracks are bad. It's just I think these two are so good and they did a great job deciding what ones to promote. The other tracks definitely hold their own though. I think that it's refreshing and fun, and I'm liking the different vibes and styles that I'm getting while it still feels cohesive. It's a little different from EVNNE's other songs so far, and I'm glad that they're trying out some more styles. I really do like the tones and the way that there are members who can pull off different tones. I know I mentioned I really like Lee Jung-hyun's parts a lot, and he had both light and fluttery moments, and cooler, more rap-like moments, so it's good to notice the members' versatility. I'd say I was pleasantly surprised to get a chance to hear more of what each member has to offer with this album. I'm really satisfied with the songs they chose to promote, and I think this will definitely remain something that I frequently play. So that's all that I have to say on this album for now. As usual, I'd like to hear your thoughts as well, so leave a comment on YouTube or Spotify, and if you enjoyed my commentary, please like the video on YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube but haven't already subscribed to the BlushCat channel, you can do that now and turn on notifications if you'd like to support the channel. You can also check out BlushCat's other host, Devin's YouTube channel, and follow her at Devin Christie on social platforms. Thank you for listening. Remember to stay meowing. This has been Courdy Roy.